Welcome back. You guys are gonna be glad you showed up today. I'm telling you that right now. I'm gonna go get some chapstick. Be right back. There we go. Now I can do a lot of yapping, not get all crustified. Oh boy. Now I gotta get my tight roll in effect. Something about these tight rolls. Love the way they feel. You got your tight roll? Whoa. Going. Thank you guys so much for being here today. You won't regret it. Guaranteed. Without further ado, let's go ahead and we're going to start on the ground laying on our back, face up, obviously. Talk about redundant. Hello. Okay, guys, laying on your back. So when you lay on your back, start to bring your attention into each micro movement that happens throughout everything that you do today. So even as you're lowering yourself down, just feeling the different sensations in your body while you do that. And laying on your back, legs can be straight or bent, whatever's more comfortable for you. And all I need you to do is you can either place your hands on your abdomen, or you can take your hands and just place them palm facing the ceiling out to the side. Maybe send a gentle wave of movement through your torso, just relaxing any unnecessary tension in your pelvis, in your spine. Maybe you want to bring your arms above your head and just inhale, exhale. And as you exhale, just exhale any little bit of unnecessary tension that you have going on today. Take your spine through some gentle undulations and just really enjoy the sensations of relaxation. Breathe in, breathe out. So throughout the whole movement practice today, make sure that the breath is one of your central areas of focus. Because when we integrate the breath work into our movement practice, it helps to cultivate efficiency. Because usually if something's difficult for us, we hold our breaths. So let's take our hands and place them on the abdomen. And we're just going to do some gentle hand pressure circles over the front sides of the hips. So you're just taking your hands and you're using the weight of your hands, not much more, but you can use whatever pressure feels appropriate to you. And you're just taking the skin over the front sides of the hips and moving it around. Okay. From here, let's take some nice clockwise circles. Inhale, exhale. Remember, you really want to explore the sensations of breathing throughout the whole process today. From here, we're going to draw our hands towards the center. Just taking some attention inside your abdomen this morning, loving this part of your body. Just allowing, maybe focusing on your hands representing love and painting that love all over your body. Whatever you want to do. Okay, from here, we're going to bend our right leg, press the heel into the ground, and we're going to massage the front and back side. You can see I'm just pressing into the posterior aspect, the lateral aspect, and my thumb's creeping around the front. Now, whatever you can grab, that's what you need to be working on. Inhale, exhale. Get that energy moving through the thoracolumbar canister. That's all the space in between your clavicles and your pelvis. That's the thoracolumbar canister, and we want to focus on varying the pressure inside that department. And we do that through breathing and position. Let's go ahead and straighten out that leg, bend the other leg, switch sides. So you're just, again, massaging in the front, sides, and back. Inhale, exhale. You can play around with the sensations of control from the lower body by pressing into the heel. So you're just feeling the sensation of control through the lower body while you massage into your abdomen. Got about another 50 seconds left. Okay. From here, we're going to take our right hand, we're going to place it on the left side of our neck. We're simply going to stroke down through the sternum and into the abdomen, switch sides. And again, you can have your knees bent or straight for this, doesn't really matter. This is really good for massaging the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve travels just underneath their sternocleidomastoid, and then it travels throughout a lot of different parts of the body. It's the wandering nerve. And we can productively stimulate that with massage, with vibration, so singing, humming, so many different ways. Okay, guys, we're wrapping this little check-in part up, and now we're going to move into our first movement series. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a supine long roll with bent knees. So I want you to bend your knees. You're going to take your arms above your head. You can take one arm at a time, whatever side you're rolling towards. And all you're going to do is you're going to roll onto your side and even onto your front if you can get there. And then just enjoy the sensations of massage of the ground, okay? And then switch sides. So you got your knees bent, one arm goes above the head, roll, and then come right back, roll to the other side. Nice and simple, making sure to catch yourself with this free hand. You know, you can already start maybe adding some push-up aspects or pushing yourself away, slowing down that movement. I really like this one for how it feels on my posterior shoulder. Really massages the posterior shoulder, the lats, and the teres major, minor, infra, all the different shoulder muscles there. It also helps to get into the serratus anterior, which is really nice. Tends to be weak on a lot of people. So we just want to start to stimulate that area with our massage. Okay, guys, our next one is going to be a basic rocking motion. Okay, so with your knees staying bent, you want your spine in a good position. Maybe even draw the belly button towards the spine, flatten your low back onto the ground, lift the knees up off the ground, and just start to rock forward and back. So throughout the movement session today, whenever I start yapping, feel free to just keep doing whatever you're doing and modify your techniques and your movements to match whatever it is that you want to get out of today's session. You know, maybe today's the day that you just want to kind of chill and just, you know, explore some movement very gently. Or maybe today's the day you want to amp it up and you want to start, you know, increasing that heart rate and start getting more of a cardio aspect out of it. There's so many different ways and so many different benefits that we can get out of our movement practice if we just allow ourselves to tune into what it is that we need. Maybe you want to modify it a little bit, start to add a little bit by pressing up into the air. Whatever you like, get it. Inhale, exhale. This is a fantastic abdominal exercise. So this is one that you want to start to feel like it's not just rocking back. It's an abdominal exercise. And it's a critical one because God forbid you fall down, you need to be able to fall with control and to be able to get yourself up, or maybe you're just trying to get out of bed in the morning. This is a good exercise to practice that ability. Okay, start to move your wrists around a little bit, guys, because we're going to be doing a knee-hand crawl variation next. So let's go ahead on our hands and knees. And we're just going to start with some simple, it's too early. We're going to start with some simple body weight shifting. So on your hands and knees, all you're going to do, your hands are under your shoulders, your knees are under your hips, and you're just going to simply shift your body weight from side to front to the other side to back. Just a real simple body weight shifting. I want you to bring your attention into your fingers, hands, wrists, and really feel the ground underneath your body. Bring your attention into your knees. If this is uncomfortable for your knees, perhaps put a pillow. You're also feeling the sensation of your toes into the ground. focusing on controlling that breath. All these movements are going to get a lot harder. Well, maybe not a lot harder, but they're going to get harder. So just enjoy the simple movement of, taking your body in different directions, getting a little gentle stretch into the wrists. You can even flip your hands over, get a little bit of a different angle, start to change the position, maybe even add a little wrist roll, because we're going to be doing some stuff on the wrists today. 20 seconds left. It's nice and slow and gradual, and we're going to get faster as we go along. Okay, guys, let's go back onto our backside, please, for our long rolls. This time we're going to straighten out the legs. So the arms are above the head. And when the arms come above the head, you'll notice that my chest or my lower ribs want to come up. So you want to try to keep those lower ribs down in the front if you can, and that will get a nice stretch into the pec minor. Okay, so from here, what we're going to do is you can bend one knee if you like. We're going to roll onto the side and then all the way onto your abdomen, nice and slow. Okay, once you get there, rock it out. I'm a big fan of functional movement, so if you want, you can add maybe a look around in your room, wherever you are. And when you're ready to turn back onto your backside, squeeze the glutes, bend the knee, and reach that leg over. Switch sides. Bend one knee, other leg is straight. Roll all the way onto your stomach. Perhaps prop yourself up. Inhale, exhale. Lower yourself down. Squeeze, bend, reach. Switch sides. About 30 seconds left. Just enjoy the gradual increase of movement with each set, each rep. Okay. Switch. One last time, about 20 seconds left, so take your time. Inhale, exhale, nice and slow. If you guys are doing like a lot of rolls right now, that's fine, it's on you. You do what you need to do this morning to get the most out of this movement session. Okay, so now we're going to go back on our backside, back to our rocking, and we're going to rock up to a long sit. Okay, so let's just start to rock forward and back. You can rock and move yourself around a little bit if you want. Add a little bit of fun. And then when you're ready, you're going to rock up to a long sit position. So that just means the legs are out in front. Okay, and then you come right back into your rocking. So massage those back muscles with the ground and then come right up to your long sit position. Long sit. Okay, if you want to change it up and you want to do more of a figure four, feel free. This is good for stretching out the posterior leg, posterior chain. When you come to this seated position, you can focus on creating length through the spine, maybe even add an overhead reach. 35 seconds. Maybe just reach forward. Inhale, exhale. Okay, guys. And this next one, we're going to go right back into our knee hand position. And we're going to lower ourselves down so that our butt goes down onto our heels and our forearms come down onto the ground. And we're going to continue that weight shifting idea. So you're just going to move your weight around from this position here. You want to notice, like, how easy is it for you to get into this position, or how difficult is it? If this is not accessible to you, then you can go right back into your knee hand crawl position as an option. You will really want to make sure you follow in that feel good principle. If it feels good, might indicate productive movement. But if it feels really shady, you really need to dial it down or change some aspect of it. Change the range of motion, change the position, or maybe omit the whole thing altogether. It depends on what you need. Okay, you can also practice using a flexed foot position here too as well. You're just kind of getting close to the ground. Add some spinal wave movements. Shift that weight from side to side. Maybe even starting to bring the hips down towards the ground. Okay, if you want to take your hands out of it just a little bit, that's fine, but just be careful. Make sure it works for you. 45 seconds. And then what you're going to do is you're going to start to kind of bring your body weight, like I said, towards the sides, but just be careful because this one puts a lot of stress into the hip joint. So if you want, you can practice coming in and out of this tucked position. So from your knee hand to more of a crunched position. 15 seconds. Getting some nice gentle movements. Don't go too far too soon. Just starting to build our way up. 5 seconds. Okay, guys, so we're going to go back into our long rolls one more time. So this time what we're going to do is we're going to roll all the way onto our stomach. We're going to place our hands down by our ribs, come up to tabletop on hands and knees, and then what we're going to do is just drop the weight back over the heels. Okay? Lower yourself down with control, bring the arm out, roll to the other side. So I'm rolling, hands come down by the sides, drop my weight back over my heels, child's pose, send a wave back through, and switch sides. So it's a roll, child's pose, and switch sides. Roll, child's pose, come right back. Now, if you want to add a get up at any time, feel free. So I can come up, I can add a high hip crawl, I can walk my feet forward, come to standing, bounce it out, bring myself right back down, perhaps starting with a push up, a lower, roll, switch sides. Okay? And also high hip crawl, walk my hands back, standing, lower yourself down with control. 10 seconds. All right. So from here, we're going to go right back into our rocking. Our last set of rocking, we're going to add a get up. So the way we're going to do it is you're going to rock forward and back, and you're going to come up into a single leg long sit and press your weight forward, come to standing. And then lower yourself right back down through the movement. Okay, so I have a single leg long sit. I bring my body weight forward, and then I come to standing. If this isn't accessible to you, then there's always modifications. So for example, I can use this same figure 4 position, but instead of going with a straight leg, I can bend my leg and use a hand to help me press myself up to an upright position. Okay, so make the movement work for you. You can do the whole thing without your hands. Good for you. If that's something you're working towards, right on. Just feel the body this morning starting to increase the intensity slowly but surely. So many different ways to do these movements. Keep moving, keep breathing, keep adding any adjustments to the movements to make it unique and individualized for you. Okay, so right back into our knee hand crawl, please. So this time what we're going to do is we're going to add a roll. So what you're going to do is you're going to come into this crouched position, and you have two options here. Number one, if your knees are not really feeling that deep crunch position, then from your knee hand crawl, we're just going to drop our weight to the side and then bring the other hand behind. And now we're in knee hand crawl to the other side. The other option is to do a back roll. So you can bring yourself closer together, lower yourself down with control, roll it out, and come up to your knee hand crawl position. Okay? So choose the variation that works best for you. Choose a speed that works good for you. Perhaps you want to do a back roll one direction, a hip roll the other direction. Perhaps you want to add a lateral shuffle crawl. This is where you get to add a lot of extra stuff. By the time we get to the third set, this is when we want to be adding to make it more of a personalized flow. Make sure that you're breathing deeply and expansively. Try putting a smile on your face. Notice how that changes your movement patterns. Maybe always going and returning back to that ready mindset. Okay, guys, another 5 seconds or so of this. And we'll move right into our next movement pattern. So we're going to do a supine bridge with an overhead reach. So you're coming down onto your back, knees are bent. Press into your heels, lift the pelvis off the ground. Squeeze those shoulder blades together and get a nice overhead reach. Perhaps coupling the movement with your breath. So as you breathe in, you're coming to the center part. And as you exhale, you're going into your reach. So many different angles that you could reach towards above your head, across the body, wherever you like. Really try to emphasize control and awareness. Add some little waving wrist movements. Inhale, exhale. At this second set, this is when the sweat starts coming out of my shirt. I don't know about you guys. Maybe you're like, no, this is too easy. Well, if it's too easy, that's on you. Make it a little more hard, a little more hard, a little harder. I like practicing my English when I teach this class. I got a long way to go. Breathe and reach. Breathe and reach. Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and come up to an upright position. The next movement is going to be a knee hand crawl pass under transition. So if we start from either a inverted crawl or a knee hand crawl, what we're going to do is we're going to lift the knees up off the ground. From here, the pass under transition happens because you're going to take the leg, one leg underneath the body to take you into an inverted crawl. From here, you're just going to back yourself right back through the movement process and come right back into your knee hand crawl position. You can crawl around a little bit if you like, and then go the other direction. So now I'm going to take the other knee under my body, inverted crawl, and then come right back into my knee hand or my foot hand crawl. Whatever's most comfortable for you. See if you can keep your knees close to the ground. See if you can keep your shoulders and your butt or your pelvis in almost the same line. And really focus on controlling this movement. Keep the shoulder depressed by pressing powerfully into this hand, the supporting hand. You can always add little micro movements within this one to make it work for you. Accentuate any aspect of the movement to make it more perfect for you. 20 seconds left. Inhale, exhale. Really press through those shoulders and feel the control within that scapulothoracic joint. That's the scapula as it pertains to the rib cage. Okay, so for now, what we're also going to do is a rocking to a V-sit. A V-sit can either be like this, or it can be with the straight legs. So you're just going to rock. You're going to come up, sit up in your V-sit position, maybe hold it for a few seconds, and then lower yourself down into rocking, come right back up. Okay, perhaps you want to take your hands out to the sides, up to the front, maybe even above your head, and then rock it back up. Okay, so V-sit, nice and controlled. Come down, come right back into that V-sit, nice and strong. Got about a minute left. Use a combination of these movements if you like. See if you can focus on length through the spine. Perhaps adding some bending and straightening of the legs. Whatever you like. 40 seconds left. It's not about how high you can hold your legs. It's really more about just challenging yourself with wherever you are today. Challenging yourself just the right amount. Don't leave anything on the table today, guys. Give it your best, and that's all you can ask. All right, guys, about 5 seconds left. We're going to go right back into our supine bridging. This time we're going to add to it. We're going to add a push-up. Check this out. So we got the bridge. What you're going to do is you're going to draw your shoulder blades together. You're going to transition your body onto your chest and do a push-up. From here, lower yourself down, bring an arm underneath carefully, massaging your arm into the ground as you roll, coming right back into your bridge, switch sides. So transition, prone, push-up. You can either bring your feet together, further apart, lower yourself down. You'll notice that my pelvis is up in the air. I take my arm under my body very carefully. Massage the shoulder into the ground. Nice and slow. This is not a fast movement unless you want it to be. Bring that arm under very carefully. I really like these movements for massaging the shoulder, but you do need to be cautious depending on the shoulder or health of your shoulder. So modify wherever you need to. If you need to kind of lower your butt down and make it more of a general roll, that's fine as well. If you need to make your push-up with the knees on the ground, that's fine. 25 seconds. Thump. That's what you don't want. See, sometimes I show you what and let you hear what I don't want. Thumping and clunky movements. No, nice and smooth every time. Okay, so we're going to go right back into our knee hand crawl position, please. So this time we're going to just do some pass under leg sweeps. So all that means is I'm going to pass my leg under like I was before. I'm going to bring the leg out, almost like I'm going to try to step over or step my leg to some sort of a surface, right? And then I'm going to come right back into my knee hand or my foot hand crawl. So you're passing one leg under, you're sweeping the leg all the way out to the side, and then coming right back into your knee hand crawl. So the leg sweeps, and then you come right back. Okay, remember, stay nice and controlled the whole time. Sweep, bring it back. Sweep. I really like these movements because it's really helpful for cultivating strong, productive shoulder strength. Being able to navigate your body and to control your body through these movements will really help you in your daily life. Sweep, bring it back. Sweep. Perhaps you want to add a little bit of a hop, whatever. Sweep it out. 15 seconds. Five seconds. Hold that last one. Maybe add a shoulder pulse or two. All right, guys. So coming right back into our rocking movement. Only this time, let's take the rocking out of it, and we're going to do a V-sit with some pelvic rocking. So you're just going to rock from sit bone to sit bone. Okay? When you get fatigued doing this movement, then you're going to rock back. That's your break, and then you come right back to it. Okay? So this is really good for the internal and external obliques. Rectus abdominis, quadratus lumborum on the backside. This is really, really good for strengthening those areas. Inhale, exhale. We got a minute left. I know you're glad to hear that. Rock it back. Get some more. You can take your feet as high or as low to the ground as what's comfortable for you. And again, you use the rocking as a way to kind of give yourself that little break just to stay with the motion. If you could stay doing this one without the rocking, good for you. Nice and strong. Think about what's happening in the core of your body. Is there a smile on your face? Is your breath deep and expansive? These are all good questions for making sure that you're integrating efficiency as a part of your goals for movement. Okay, guys, so last bridging movement, we're going to do the same thing we did last time, the bridge to push up. The only thing we're doing this time is we're adding a get up. So let's go ahead from our bridge position. We're going to bring our arm underneath the body, push up. You can move into a high hip crawl, either walk your feet forward or walk your hands backwards, come to a standing position, lower yourself right back down, push up, roll onto your back, switch sides. Okay, so whatever side I'm rolling towards, I can straighten that leg, roll, push up strong, high hip crawl, walk forward, stand up. Okay, lower down, and switch sides. I can go behind with my leg. There's so many different ways to do this movement. Just make sure that it's being done safely and productively for you. High hip crawl, maybe I'll jump forward, stand up, lower myself down, get myself rolling. Bridge, roll, press up, high hip crawl, hop, whatever you like. Okay, guys, about 5 seconds left if you want to get another rep in. Okay, so this time what we're going to do with our knee hand crawl is we're going to do a contralateral reach, and we can even add a get up. So we're in our knee hand crawl position. You can start by just reaching with the arm and the leg, or you can bring the knees up off the ground and do the same exact thing. Okay? And then when you need that break, that's when we're going to drop our weight back, come to standing. Bounce it out, shake it out, squat yourself back down, coming into your knee hand crawl, and then adding your contralateral reach. Got about a minute left. See if you can control the movement, keeping your torso in a good solid position as you reach. Spread those fingers wide. Whenever you need that break, drop that weight back, stand up, come back down. Okay? Crawl it out a little bit. Reach, reach, reach. 25 seconds left. And then when you need that break, go ahead and get it, okay? Maybe mobilize those wrists a little bit, massage them out, get right back to it. Okay, so now we're going back into our rolling position. What we're going to do is we're going to come into our V-sit. We're going to roll onto our stomach, press ourselves up to a get up, and that's it. Come right back down. Okay? So from my V-sit position, all I'm doing is I'm coming down to the ground. I can try to keep my legs up off the ground or my feet up off the ground. Bring the legs down. Come to standing. Lower yourself right back down. Okay? So I'm coming onto my back. I'm in my V-sit position. I can go the other direction. Nice and strong. Keep those wrists nice and loose. If you ever want to go down into a rocking, come up to a straight leg V-sit, then go to bent leg, whatever you like. So this is integrating our push-up, our squat get-up, and some transitioning with some abdominal strengthening action happening. Rock it out if you need to. Got about 10 seconds left. As long as you are feeling good with your movement, there is no wrong way to do this. As long as it's safe for you. Okay, so we're going to move into our next movement series, guys. We're going to come to a standing position, actually, please. We're going to do a sumo squat lunge to a Romanian deadlift. Ooh, check this out. Sumo squat. We're going to dip one knee down, lunge, come up, Romanian deadlift. Lower that back leg down, switch sides. Drop the knee down, lunge, coming up, hinging forward at the hips, Romanian deadlift. Okay, lower that leg down, switch sides. So you dip the knee, lower down, and then put your weight forward as you hinge at the hips and come into your Romanian deadlift. Okay, which is a single leg hip hinge. Lower that leg down with control, switch sides. Lower the knee, lunge, come up, Romanian deadlift. Okay, take your time, got about 45 seconds left. Nice and controlled the whole time. Focus, maybe you can reach towards the ground. See how that feels. 30 seconds. We got a nice lunge to a Romanian deadlift. Nice and controlled. Maybe try to straighten out that front or that supporting leg. Keep that spine long. Lower down with control. Switch sides. 10 seconds left. Okay, guys, the next movement is going to be from a deep squat position. We're going to do a handstand, and then we're going to do a hop forward. So watch this. So what we're going to do is from our deep squat position, what you're going to do is you're going to plant your hands on the ground. You're going to bring your feet up off the ground to do a nice hop, and then you're going to hop your legs forward and stay in your deep squat, hop back, start all over. So from my deep squat position, I place my hands on the ground, I hop, then I hop my feet forward and stay in my deep squat for a few moments. Go back to your starting position. Okay, so again, from deep squat, plant the hands, lift the legs up, come into your hop, come right back to your starting position. So keep moving through this one. If you want to change the pattern at any time, if you want to add some micronutrients at any point, feel free to do so. So we want to get into the habit of reaching our limit, but not exceeding it. So what can you do today to improve 1%? Mind, body, and spirit. Perhaps the bouncing aspect is a little bit too much, then just take that out of it, dial it down. Nice and easy. One more time, got about 10 seconds, guys. Handstand, hop. All right, so from here, we're gonna do a lateral lunge with a rotational reach. So this is the lateral lunge. So we have one knee bent. Most of our weight is in this side, and we can start just by shifting that weight from side to side. Just familiarize yourself with this particular movement pattern. And then when you're ready, we're going to add a rotational reach. And that rotation can go towards the back, it can go towards the side, whatever direction you like. So lateral lunge in whatever way you like, whether it's flat foot or on the ball of your foot, choice is yours. And then just add a gentle rotational reach and explore the sensations of stretch. So you'll really be feeling this throughout the whole body. And it's a stretch, but it's an active stretch. Okay, so as you bring your weight from side to side, you're adding a rotational reach, relaxing through that reach. It's not a heavy load, so it should be pretty safe. So you want to get into the habit of moving through these different outside of alignment movements. And that's because we live outside of alignment. So alignment has its place when you're trying to carry a heavy load or re-educate your body as far as what is a healthy way to move your body. But we also want to practice moving out of alignment. Reach, reach, make sure it's safe for you, make sure it's comfortable the whole time. 10 seconds left. Okay, guys, right back into our sumo squat lunge to Romanian deadlift, okay? So we're right back in our sumo squat position here. You're gonna go ahead and drop one knee down and straighten out that back leg, come into your Romanian deadlift. Lower that leg down, switch sides. So lower the knee, and then spread the toes wide on that front supporting leg. And really enjoy the sensations through this Romanian deadlift. Okay, so lower the knee, straighten it out. You almost get like a single leg squat happening as well. So I can press myself up, but as I keep maintain that hinge, this is what makes it a Romanian deadlift-ish, kind of. I'm sure whoever came up with that is not really happy with me about how I'm rocking it, but it's just to use a language to help us identify or have other ways of identifying what it is we're doing. So, nice and strong. You can go as fast as you like. Just use control. Perhaps you use different speeds as you go. 8 seconds. See if you can get another rep in. All right, guys, right back into our deep squat handstand hop. So we got our deep squat, and if this isn't accessible, just go as low as what's comfortable for you. Place your hands on the ground, get a nice gentle hop, and then you're gonna hop your legs forward. You don't have to like move your hands. You can hop by keeping your arms in the same position. And then just walk your hands back, go back to your starting deep squat. Okay? Lower the hands, hop, bring those feet forward, focus on length through the spine. Perhaps you want to add a couple squats. Hop those legs back, walk the hands back, sit down, maybe add some body weight shifting. Okay, place those hands down, hop, hop forward, adding that look around can always be very beneficial. Always ready, all the time. Hop the hands back, hop. Perhaps use those hands, palms together, press those knees out to the side. You know, slow it down or make your modifications so that it works for you. 20 seconds left. Let's get another rep. Place those hands on the ground. Hop. And if you can do handstands, stay there. Stay in that position as long as what feels right for you. 5 seconds. You can get another rep in. Woo! All right, guys. Lateral lunge with rotational reach. Let's get it. So we got our nice strong lateral lunge. Let's move our body weight from side to side. This time you can mix it up, right? So I could take my arms out to the side. I could focus on control. I could focus on the sensations of my feet into the ground. Make sure that you're breathing deeply and expansively as you go. I think I'm going with some sort of artistic flair now. Ooh. Make it fun for you. This is movement practice, fam. And that means we want to explore movement, explore our environment by adding little details, little micronutrients of movement as we go. See if you could dial in that breathing, focusing in on your breathing. If you need to kind of pause, hang out in a more of a upright position, feel free. Got a little bit of a spine mobilization in there. Perhaps you want to add a little bit of a hip stretch. You can always add because we're following the feel-good principle, right? I thought so. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, guys, last time with our sumo squat lunge to Romanian deadlift. So let's go ahead and get it. If you need to kind of pause for a second, give yourself some movements in the hips, kind of circle it out, moving the hips in one direction, then the other direction. Just really open up those hips a little bit. Inhale, exhale. Just focusing on nice, full ranges of motion. Okay, once you start to feel recalibrated in the hip, that's a lot of work on the hip flexors and everything that's trying to stabilize the hip joint. So once you feel ready, we can add one more to that if you want. Just take your hips from side to side, kind of just rolling the head of the femur inside the hip joint. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get our sumo squat. Drop that back leg down into our lunge, pop up, Romanian deadlift. Okay, add your reach this time. Slowly lower yourself down, switch sides. So we got a nice lunge, maybe add a reach in your lunge. And then when you come up to your Romanian deadlift, you can add some reaches there as well. Lower it down, switch sides, 20 seconds left. Nice and strong, nice and controlled. Start to slow down these movements a little bit as we come to the last remaining minutes of our movement session today. Let's go into our next one, which is our deep squat handstand hop. So we got our deep squat position. Maybe spend a few moments just mobilizing through the hips. Maybe even drop your hands back for a moment. Get some internal, external rotation in each one of the hips. This will help to keep those hip joints nice and loose, but not loose, but relaxed and strong. Okay? And then when you're ready, go ahead, bring your body weight forward, place those hands on the ground. Handstand, hop. Bring your feet back, pause, come right back to it. Hands planted on the ground, hop, and hop forward. So handstand, hop. Well, so you know what I'm talking about. Come back, starting position, place the hands on the ground, handstand, and hop. Okay, guys, about another 10 seconds left. Plant those hands, one more rep, and stand, and hop. Okay, one last set of our lateral lunges. Let's get it. This time we're going to turn it into a little bit more of a stretch session. So when you're in your lateral lunge, you can try taking the straight leg feet up into a flexed foot position and then rotate through your leg bone. So I'm taking my foot and waving it from side to side, and that helps to massage the head of the femur and the hip joint. Switch sides. Nice and strong. Maybe I want to bring a hand back behind me and open up through the front of my chest and through the front side of my body. Maybe add the rotational movements while I'm here, then while I'm here. Maybe bring my body weight forward. A million different ways to do what will work. Switch sides. Nice, gentle stretch. You can try taking that front leg off the ground. See how that goes. Perhaps that caused a spasm in the front of your hip like it did for me right there. So now I'm just going to go ahead and stretch that thing out. There is an exploratory aspect to this movement practice, and sometimes stuff happens. It's okay. Just regroup and modify your approach. Maybe add some sort of a modification to make it work for you. Okay, guys, it's time to move into our stretch cool down. So we're going to start with a alternating long sit stretch. So we're going to start with the long sit. So your legs are straight out in front of you. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take one leg out to the side and then bring the other leg closer together. So we're going from long sit to V sit. Okay, you can go in a complete circle if you want. So this is an active stretch, quite obviously. Okay, go the other direction. Maybe add a reach towards the ceiling as you go. Nice and strong, nice and long. Okay. All right, from here, we're going to go into a side sit position, please. So you got one leg bent in front, one leg bent in back. We're just going to swivel those knees from side to side. And once we get to each side, I just want you to spend just a few moments just moving and adding little micro movements and different undulations of the hips and spine to kind of explore different sensations of stretch. So wherever you feel good in this movement, go ahead and maybe hang out there a little bit longer. Maybe explore the sensations deep in the front of the hip. Wherever your mind goes, take your attention inside your body. Slow that breath rate down. Inhale, exhale. Okay? Nice and smooth. We can even add a little bit of a pigeon pose aspect by straightening out that back leg, maybe coming up on top of the front leg, creating some length by pressing through the crown of the head. You can add to this movement by pressing into the top side of the foot, kind of just pressing into that front line of connective tissue. Bring that back leg back in, swivel and switch. Okay, so straightening out that back leg, coming up over the front leg very carefully. You know, modify the movement to work for you. So if you need to bring in your foot a little bit closer to your body, feel free. If you need to bring it further out, you're just pausing in these positions and giving yourself a chance to mobilize and stretch. Okay. From here, we're going to go ahead and lay on our stomachs. We're going to get a prone rotational pec stretch. So we're going to take our arms out to the side in a gold post position. You're going to reach through both feet, but you're going to focus on bringing one leg behind. And as that one leg comes behind, you'll notice that there's a stretch happening in the front side of your chest. I don't want you to collapse into the ground, but rather press into that arm. Inhale, exhale. Let's switch sides. Okay, so again, I'm pressing into the ground with both arms, really. I'm just reaching through those legs in a nice, gentle stretch. Inhale, exhale. Okay, let's switch sides one last time. Start to slow down that breathing even more. Switch sides. All right, everybody. Now, if this is a time where you need to relax a little bit more, maybe add a little bit more diaphragmatic breathing, some supine diaphragmatic breathing, maybe some abdominal massage, just relaxing yourself as much as possible. If you need to get up and get on the rest with your day, get on with the rest of your day, feel free to do so. I just want to thank you guys again for rocking it with me this morning. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it myself. And I also enjoyed the fact that knowing that you guys were here with me today, as always. So I really appreciate you guys showing up and showing out. And see if you can make sure to incorporate some of these movements throughout your week. You know, get down onto the ground as often as possible. There's a direct correlation between our ability to get up and down off the ground and mortality. So if you lack in any capacity of getting up and down, then that's what we need to practice. Hopefully you guys got what you needed out of that workout today, and hopefully you were able to make adjustments